Happy Friday! It's the Brad Queen, Ariel Epstein, taking you till 6 p.m. Eastern Time, ready to give you some action for the weekend. Today for the show, we're going to talk NFL because there is a lot of drama, and I love drama, especially in the NFL because everyone's ridiculous. Major League Baseball, the trade deadline yesterday, we went live through it. I'll give you a little bit more of what I was thinking from the trade deadline. Mid-Major Matt, supposed to come on the show to talk Major League Baseball props. He's stuck in traffic going to his beach house, so we'll see if he makes it. Dream, you guys asked for it. We're bringing Dream back. He said he was feeling better. We're going to talk WNBA with Dream. We'll get his thoughts on what's going on in the league and also all the drama in that league as well. I mean, we've got sex toys being thrown on the court. We've got wigs falling off. The wheels are falling off in the WNBA, but they want attention. They got it. We've got bets from the WNBA prop world, hitter props in Major League Baseball, pitcher props, Premier Lacrosse starting tonight. So we've got that action as well. A couple of day baseball games that happened today too. So I didn't have any action in that, but I am curious what everybody is thinking of my poll. So I'll post the poll. And if you guys didn't vote in it, go vote. I didn't really get that many votes yet. Oh, that's not an updated poll. There was more votes for that. Updated poll. Okay. So the poll was about the San Diego Padres. We need to talk about this. Eventually, this cough will go away. Eventually. It's getting better. So I did... Hold on. Clearing my voice. It's getting better, but still sometimes I lose my voice. Tune in now and let's get down some action for tonight. Mid-Major Matt on MLB props. Mr. Dream 1. Damn it, now I don't remember what his Instagram handle, his Twitter handle is. I have it. Mr. Dreamy One. Okay. Follow all those guys. We're going to talk about this. But Major League Baseball, the trade deadline happened yesterday. I need to retweet this show because no one's watching. Tune in now. Thoughts on the MLB trade deadline, and I need help making futures bets. Let's talk MLB props for tonight. WNBA and Premier Lacrosse. Mid-Major Matt. More MLB props. Mr. Dreamy 1. WNBA props. Happy Friday. You guys know I always have to get the tweet out or else we don't get viewers. Okay, so here's the poll for the day. Everybody came on to VSiN's money moves from 12 to 2 Eastern Time. And they all said San Diego Padres. Will Hill said it. Mike Palm, who's the VP over at Circa. They all say Padres. And don't get me wrong. 11 to 1 is great value to win the NL. It's like 32 to 1 to win the World Series. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know. And I know the Padres somewhat got better. The Padres added the best closer in baseball, Mason Miller. They kept Dylan Cease. They added O'Hearn, Laureano to the lineup. Is it worth 11 to 1 to win the National League? I don't believe in the Mets. I don't believe in their pitching. Phillies, maybe. Dodgers, we all know they'll end up losing in the NLCS. Dave Roberts doesn't get his team back to the World Series again. Earl Burton said they only have 9 positions to fill each game. I don't quite understand trading for a starter when he's going to sit on the bench. Yankees have the best bullpen and the fastest game. Yankees are not making it out of the divisional round. They're not. Padres win the division. You can have my opening day tickets next season. I don't think they're going to win the division. Do you? I don't know if they'll win the division, but like maybe in the National League. Marley's done with her toy. That took way too long. Yeah, no Mets for me. Phillies, maybe. But what about the Padres? Should I be taking them 11 to 1? I just feel like I can't do it anymore. I can't go through it again. But then if they win, I'm going to be pissed. The biggest winner of the trade deadline was obviously the Mariners. The Mariners end up getting Josh Naylor. They get what are you doing? They get Eugenio Suarez. They've got great pitching. The Mariners, I think this is the first trade deadline that everybody agrees the biggest winner was the Mariners. There's not usually a trade deadline where everybody agrees. Everyone also agrees that the Twins, the Tigers, and the Red Sox all messed up. Red Sox fans are pissed. Twins fans, I don't know, like who's a Twins fan, but I don't really know any of them, but they sucked. They sold everyone except Joe Ryan. So congrats, you guys kept Joe Ryan. Right, Marley? I don't know. She's hungry. I just gave her snacks. Earl says, I tell you, we had Indiana and Oklahoma City in the NBA. It's going to be Seattle and Milwaukee. The Tigers, everyone said, should have bolstered their bullpen more. I'm not saying that they're in the category per se of like being bad, like the Red Sox and the Twins, but I'm saying that the Tigers could have done more, but they didn't. So that's like, I just think they could have done more to the bullpen. That's all. I know, but they could have done more. Like they could have made their bullpen deeper. That's it. And that's not just coming from me, Sean. That's coming from MajorLeagueBaseball.com. Like they all agree in MLB.com that they should have done one more. Gotten one more reliever. I only use bonus bets for futures. Okay. See? Thank you. Sean's just a homer. He's just a homer. Biggest winners, definitely Seattle, Houston, San Diego, Yankees, Mets. Those are your top 5 winners of the deadline for sure. Marley, stop eating the chair. I'm trying to keep her out of the crate. Okay, I'm not talking to Sean about the Tigers. He's such a homer. So we'll see when Mid-Major Mac could come out to talk some Major League Baseball. I don't know what his plan is, but let's talk a little bit of football. Terry McLaurin, there's actually odds for him to go to his next team. We got Washington, New England, Vegas, Tennessee, the Chargers, the Jets. He's still heavily favored to go to Washington. No. Still heavily favored to stay in Washington, and obviously it makes sense because why get rid of your number 1 wide receiver who your quarterback Jaden Daniels has a nice rapport with? According to McLaurin, they're not making any moves so far. And that's the trend because clearly we have this happening also in Dallas, which is no surprise because it's already happened in the past with Ezekiel Elliott and CeeDee Lamb and Zach Martin. Dallas never likes to pay. And yet here we are with one of the best defenders in the league not knowing what's going to happen to him because he literally, I mean, I'm trying to get all but Micah Parsons said on social media that he no longer wishes to be part of the team. It was like a 3-paragraph novel. All 3 teammates, Trayvon Diggs, DeMarvion Overshawn, and Juanya Thomas, all changed their avatar to include a picture of Micah Parsons. So here's the thing. You obviously don't want to trade Micah Parsons because he's one of the best defenders in the league. He's got a year left of his rookie deal, which is still amazing to me that the Cowboys still have him on a rookie deal. He should have been signed 2 years ago. Every year that you're waiting, the market's going to get more and more. Like, what did Jerry Jones think? That the NFL is going to pay the players less in like 2 years from then? Like, no, it gets worse. And then Micah sees all this big money with Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. You even have, like, let's see what happens in Cincinnati to Trey Hendrickson. Micah Parsons is in that category. And right now, the Dallas Cowboys, at least on FanDuel, the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl, 48-1. The Cowboys to make the playoffs, plus 186. The Cowboys to win their division, sitting at plus 550. Now, here's the thing. I felt like the Cowboys at plus 550 had a really good shot. Like, I thought it was a nice play for sitting on it if you want to get a future in. But not without Micah Parsons. This defense was already bottom 10 last year. If you lose Micah and that run D, oh boy. You can't lose Micah Parsons. And if you do, those odds are way worse on the Cowboys. And I know a defensive player can't change the odds that much, but damn, that team would suck. You get back Trayvon Diggs finally. Like, how do you let this happen to Micah Parsons? You got to pay him. He's your best defensive player. It makes no sense to me. The Cowboys make no sense to me. This is an embarrassment to the Cowboys organization. You get Dak healthy. You have a team on paper that should be better. I just don't get it. I'm annoyed. And I'm annoyed for Micah Parsons. Let's see. The Dallas Cowboys defensively. I'm going to pull up the depth chart and see how they got better. So the Cowboys this season, I finally got the Warren Sharp book, by the way, which is super helpful for things. The Cowboys, middle of hack against the run, finished 21st in yards per carry allowed against running backs. Yikes. One of the worst at creating negative plays. 30th in forcing negative running back runs. It's so bad. So we'll see. But anyway, the Dallas Cowboys, until we know what happens to Micah Parsons, is a complete stay away. Honestly, the NFC East is a complete stay away because we need to figure out what the hell's happening. I can't imagine that Jerry Jones lets Micah Parsons walk. But Micah Parsons isn't just going to sit out. Same thing with McLaurin. Do we think they both stay, chat? Like, do you guys think that Micah Parsons and Terry McLaurin stay, or you think one goes? I do love the Niners. As long as they stay healthy, I love the Niners. I like the Lions, too. I was talking about the Lions today with Stormy. Their secondary is the problem, and it got better. You've got Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch, probably one of the best safety tandems in the league. Added DJ Reed at corner to play around Terrion Arnold. The secondary was really the only problem. And yeah, the offensive line. I wouldn't say the Lions to... I wouldn't bet the Lions on anything for... What? No chance what? I'm talking about the Lions to win. I'm not talking about the Lions to get anybody. I'm saying the Lions to win an NFC or a Super Bowl is not out of the question. This team got better. I like Detroit this year. I'm usually not like a front runner like that, but the odds aren't so bad if you want to bet the Lions at like 11-1 to win the Super Bowl, or I think it was like 9-1 to win the NFC. Don't think it's so bad. I do love the Niners, but I would take the Niners to win the division. It's not a wild take. I'm saying, okay, Sean, you're out of hand today. You got to tone it down in the chat today. You're out of hand today. I'm saying the Lions, the Niners, those are some teams that I like in the NFC. Over in the AFC, the AFC is annoying because now I'm hearing everybody's on the Broncos, everyone's on the Chargers. So does that mean Kansas City's going to be great again? I don't like the Bengals because they have the terrible defense. I guess the Chargers were the team I liked at 13-1. If you can make Trey Lance look like he did last night, then what the hell is Jim Harbaugh making the rest of his team look like? Trey Lance looked like an NFL quarterback yesterday. 3 teams in 5 years, 2 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, threw for 120 yards, had a touchdown on 4th and short. Chargers looked good. I know it's like all the backups, but like if Trey Lance looks good, I'm just saying like 13-1, Justin Herbert should look real freaking good. But I would like the Chargers to get another wide receiver, which is why Terry McLaurin to the Chargers at 11-1 looks like fun. I'm just saying, Mike Williams surprise retirement. All you've really got is Ladd McConkey, underachieving Quentin Johnston. You've got $84 million in cap space used for the account of the extension of 2026. It would be fun. I don't think it'll happen. McLaurin's going to end up staying, but I am very excited for the Chargers. I hope they upset the Chiefs. The AFC just feels like a no bet for me when it comes to a AFC winner. But the NFC, I do think that like at plus 550, you get the Lions, 9-1, you get the Niners just to win. I think the NFC is really wide open. Really hard to repeat if you're the Eagles, and they lost a lot of defensive pieces. So I could see the NFC. Like the AFC, there's just a lot more at the top, which is the problem. I don't know about that. Herbert Rivers 2.0. I don't know about that. Herbert, I like Herbert a bit better. But we'll see. I wish that the Chargers had one more receiver. Wish they had one more. Let's talk some Major League Baseball, I guess. We could talk some props. Chargers making the playoffs. Yeah, I think so too. Chargers to make the playoff odds, by the way, on FanDuel, -132. God, I'm done laying it with make the playoff odds, though. Freaking Diamondbacks, -110. Wasn't that bad, but, like, screw you, Arizona. Screw you. Gossman under 5Ks, lock of the day. Let's take a look. Is that the lock of the day, Sean? I don't know if that's the lock of the day. Maybe. Against the Royals, it could be. Earlier today, too, his prop wasn't even posted, so I don't know why it was so late. -142. I like it. But Gossman's at home, which scares me a little bit. Gossman's home numbers against low K rate teams. So against low K rate teams, he had 6 against Houston in Houston, 9 against Cleveland, 3 in Seattle, 6 versus Tampa. He had 9 at home versus San Diego. That's scary. His numbers are just too much better at home. I don't know if I could trust him at home to go under. As much as I want to against the Royals team that really doesn't strike out a lot. The Royals, since the All-Star break, have not struck out more than 5 times once. More than once. They had 8 strikeouts against Tanner Bybee. Alcantara 2, Quantrill had 3, Junk had 1, Ray had 3, Gavin had 3, Strider only had 3, Fetty 3. Hey, I don't mind it. Did Gossman face the Royals yet this year? No. It just scares me he's home. I wish he was on the road. Gossman's home numbers. Gossman at home. It's about equal ERA-wise, but his strikeout numbers are good. 2.79 ERA at home. I don't hate it. I just am scared about Gossman at home. That's it. I was right about last night. I was so excited for football to be back. How much of this game is anyone going to watch? 1 quarter. Right. It's bad. Bad football. Major League Baseball tonight. So I guess before we get Dream on, because we're going to get Dream on at 5:30, and then we're going to get Mid-Major Matt on probably after that. I do have to send Dream his link. I'm going to send Dream his link right now. Okay. I'll go through, as I did on the PropQueen.com spreadsheet. There were some good matchups today. Some had... Here, I'll share the screen with you guys. This hasn't gone out yet, but I have the newsletter. And we'll go through... It's a lot easier to, like, retain this info when you read it. Can you see? Okay, cool. And at the end of the show, by the way, I'm going to have a giveaway, a free giveaway. So make sure to check it out. Free giveaway today. Wait till the end of the show. It's really good for helpful, useful information. You'll get something for free if you just do one thing. So just stay tuned for the end of the show. I'll tell you guys about the giveaway. And I'm not even giving something away. My sponsor is giving something away. So tune in. Oh, thanks, Joseph Rodriguez. I appreciate it. All right, so this is coming out later at 6:02 p.m. on the PropQueen.com spreadsheet, PropQueen.com newsletter. The good and bad matchups of Major League Baseball. So Tommy Pham hitting 400 with 2 doubles against Antonio Sensatella. Yandy Diaz hitting 417 with a triple against Clayton Kershaw. If you want to lay -150, Props.cash says that this is likely to hit because it's cashed in 14 of Diaz's last 20 home games and 7 of the last 10 against lefties to go over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. Wilmer Flores hitting 375 with a home run against David Peterson. Willy Adames hitting 300, just 3 for 10, but a double. 9 walks against David Peterson, by the way. Nick Castellanos hitting 385 with a double and a homer against Jack Flaherty. If you want to do over hits, runs, and RBI, it's hit in 4 of the last 5 home games and 60% of Castellanos' last 20 in Philly against a right-hander. The only reason some have props and some don't is because I use props.cash to see like which is the most likely to hit. And some of these are just so overly juiced that you don't want to bet some of these overly juiced props. So like I leave them off because some are like -185. -150 is about my threshold. J-Rod at home tonight, hitting .545 with 2 homers against Jack Leiter. You can go over hits, runs, and RBI for J-Rod, who's hit this in 64% of home games against Texas dating back to last season. Cal Raleigh hitting .375 with 2 homers against Leiter. Adam Frazier hitting .386 with 4 doubles against Kevin Gossman. You could go over a half a total base for -145 against Frazier. It's cashed in 67% of night road games this season, including 6 of the last 10. Bobby Witt Jr., I actually really like his 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. He hits well in Toronto. He's hitting like above 300 in his career in Toronto, hitting .333 with a double and a homer against Kevin Gossman. What are you guys talking about? Oh, yeah, Jonathan Aranda fractured his wrist. Sean is really in the chat today. Bobby Witt Jr., again, hitting well against Gossman, hits well in Toronto. He's been hitting well on the road with 69% of road night games going over this, including 75% of his last 20, and both games in Toronto last season went over. Corey Seager hitting .320 with 2 doubles and a triple and a homer against Logan Gilbert. He's cashed his hits, runs, and RBI prop to the over in 57% of road games in 7 of his last 10. Pam and Kelly are so much nicer to me than Ariel. Do you talk to them every day? Sean, you know what happens. Like, this is why marriages don't always last. Because when you see someone every day, sometimes you just fight. You probably don't talk to Pam and Kelly every day like this for an hour. That's why. And honestly, if you were with Kelly for an hour, you would probably fight with her. She's not nice. If you were in a group chat with me and Kelly, you'd realize we are not nice. But it's okay. We mean well. We're very nice people, but we're not nice to each other. We fight and bicker and yell like an old married couple. Sean, come on, Sean. You enjoy it. You're like a sadistic person like I am. You enjoy this. Where was I? Sean's distracting me. He needs a timeout. Bo Bichette hitting .385 with a home run against Michael Wacha. Over a half an RBI is in plus money. He's hit it in 7 of his last 10 home games and 12 of the last 20 in Toronto. That was weird. Yeah. I don't know why I said home games. That should be away games. Sorry. Away games. Starling Marte hitting .360, 9 for 25 with 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run against the lefty Robbie Ray. Over half a hit has cashed in 67% of home games that night against lefties, including 16 of his last 20. I don't know what that was. Why are you barking? I guess there's people outside of the door. Bad matchups for tonight. Kyle Schwarber hitting 2 for 23 with a home run and 5 walks and 8 strikeouts against Jack Flaherty. Trey Turner 1 for 11 with a home run and 5 strikeouts against Flaherty. Under 1.5 total bases for Turner. The under's hitting 65% of his night games at home and 15 of his last 20. Stephen Kwan hitting .211 with 3 Ks against Joe Ryan. Kwan never got traded. He was on the trading block. Didn't happen. CJ Abrams, 182, 2 for 11 with 2 Ks against Quintana. Salvi Perez hitting 100, 1 for 10 with a double against Gossman. Marcus Semien hitting 114 with a double, home run, 7 strikeouts against Gilbert. Adolis Garcia hitting 184, 3 doubles, 2 homers, 13 strikeouts against Logan Gilbert. Josh Young hitting, actually not at all, 0 for 14 with 3 strikeouts against Logan Gilbert. So if you want any players to fade tonight because of their bad matchups, those are the players to fade tonight. We talked about the ones that you can bet on. Marley is like not having it today. I've got some WNBA as well to get to, Premier Lacrosse to get to. We got about 4 minutes, so I guess I'll talk to you guys about some Premier Lacrosse. Premier Lacrosse action starts tonight, so we do have a couple of games on the slate tonight. And speaking of Kelly, she's now blowing up our group chats. Of course, this happens when I'm on air. Premier Lacrosse action is starting tonight at 8 p.m. Chaos and Outlaws, and then Water Dogs and Cannons. And then tomorrow is the New York Atlas against the Denver Outlaws at 1, and Maryland Whip Snakes and California Redwoods at 8. So I've got a game play for tonight and a play for tomorrow. So tonight's play is Matt Campbell, a first quarter anytime goal. So this is a great play because Campbell scored 1 or more goals in all 7 games this year. In 4 straight games before their bye, Campbell scored in the first quarter. The points prop is on the rise from 1.5 to 2.5. He's gone over that in 5 of 7 games. So he should score tonight, but he should score hopefully early in the first. I know the Outlaws played at night, but we're going to take this play for tomorrow. Outlaws first to 3, minus 110. Since week 5, Denver has won the race to 3 in every game. And despite the Outlaws doing great right now in their win streak, in the last 2 weeks, they've lost the race to 3 against the way worse offenses, California, Maryland. Denver's second game of the weekend is tomorrow. Most of the time, people could believe in a fatigue angle. But wouldn't the fatigue be later as opposed to earlier when the Outlaws pull away? So I think it's a good price, minus 110, to take the race to 3, Denver Outlaws, minus 110. Marley is not happy. Okay, I see him here. So we're going to come to him early because I still don't know the status of Mid-Major Matt and his traffic. I'm going to tell him to just let me know. Let me know. Ready for ya whenever. He might come on right after Dream so we could talk some more Major League Baseball props. But let's get into the WNBA. Because not only do I want to know what he's got a parlay for us, and I also want to ask him some questions about what I think with the WNBA. So let's bring him on. We missed him, and I'm glad he's feeling better. It is Mr. Dream. Hey, Dream. How you feeling?
I'm feeling much better. Thanks for asking. I was under the weather this week, but feeling much better, ready to get to some cash and a W tonight. How are you?
I'm great. And for the WNBA crowd, there's been a lot of drama recently, Dream. We've got sex toys going on the court. We've got wigs flying off our head. I mean, what is going on to your league?
Yeah, I don't know. It is constant entertainment. I will tell you that. And that's kind of what it keeps the people going. So it is always a trending topic to talk about.
Did you see that there were odds up for the next color of the quote unquote sex toy being thrown onto the court?
No, but unfortunately, I can see it now. I don't think it'll become a regular thing, but there's always like a copycat, so I can see it happening again. I would probably guess pink. If you want some odds on that, if you just want a lean on that, I would lean pink, but I don't know.
I was like rainbow plus 850, not bad, but I don't know where. I don't really go shopping in those stores, so I don't know like what colors exist, but I'm sure anyone could be creative on Amazon and get themselves a nice payout for that hitting. But let's get a nice payout for this parlay. So you've got Alicia Gray, who I actually really like tonight too, in a different way though. And then Agumike, I always mess up her name. Agumike. Agumike, thank you. To score 20 or more points. And this is a $20 parlay that gets you about $150. Why are you looking at both of these players?
Well, I agree with you. I think this could be an all-around game for Alicia Gray tonight. We're still waiting on the news for Jordan Canada. I just tend to think that, well, we already missing Brittany Griner, so they're gonna need scoring, as much scoring as they can get against this Phoenix Mercury team. That's definitely one of the higher scoring teams in the league, one of the better teams in the league, probably a top 3 team when healthy in the league. And Atlanta's pretty good too. But with that being said, I just think Alicia Gray is going to have to be aggressive. She can get it from the 3. She can get it driving. She can get it from the mid-range. She's already faced this team earlier this year. Had about, I think she had 25 or 27 versus them earlier this year already. So coming off a bad game, I think it's a good time to invest on her to bounce back. But I couldn't talk you off of her PRA. Her rebounds is also a sneaky look, as well as her assists. So, but I chose to go her points for this leg of the lay. And as far as NECA, a little beef. She used to play for the Sparks team, and she generally does really well. She just had 26 the last time she played her former team before she got to Seattle. In 27 minutes. So 26 and 27 minutes. The Sparks are notoriously awful on offense. Awful on defense. They're great on offense, but they're notoriously awful on defense. They had played like 6 or 7 straight overs before last game, and they're the reason that game didn't go over, because they had given up another, I think, 100 or whatever to the Aces again. So NECA should have plenty of time and opportunity to get her mid-range off, maybe even drive. If Cameron Brink's in the game and is guarding her, she tends to kind of take advantage of rookies or second year players. And Cam Brink to me is still a rookie because she missed most of her rookie year, unfortunately. So Nneka she's like Tina Charles. When she sees like the younger rookie, she's like, all right, let me teach you a couple of these moves. So I think it's a good spot for Nneka to get 20 tonight and Alicia Gray, and that's how I came to this parlay.
So Alicia Gray, I actually wasn't looking at an over, but I think her rebounds are going to regress a little bit tonight. At least, like, hear me out. So look at these numbers at home for Alicia Gray. And I'm pretty sure, based on my research, that she's up against a team that has been pretty decent at limiting rebounds recently. So look at that red on props.cash. Like, that is a lot of red for under on rebounds and points, rebounds and assists. And it's because her rebounds regress a little bit when she's at home.
Yeah. So if I was to do anything under with Alicia, it would have to be everything. Just hoping that she had an off game in one of the categories.
Right.
My only problem with those would be I would wonder how many games were those with Ryan Howard, because Ryan Howard's like a really good rebounding guard. And
I can find that for you.
Yeah. So since Ryan Howard's been out, Alicia, she's averaged 8 rebounds a game since Ryan Howard's been out. And it's been about 5 games.
Okay, so I'm going to add this to the stage. So we're going with Alicia Gray, and we'll go points, rebounds, and assists at home and without
Ryan Howard. Wow. Well, hey, you got yourself a play there, it looks like. Ryan Howard, that would have been the only thing that kept me off of it. And for that is telling you rebounds.
This is points, rebounds, and assists to the under. So for rebounds, not as much. Points, rebounds, and assists for the under is what their play was, because I assume, like you said, it's looking at just her not going off in a certain category.
Okay, yeah. So after seeing your numbers and talking it through with you, if I was to go under on Alicia, even though I'm a fan of her tonight, I would have to go under PRA because it gives you a lot of room. Maybe she doesn't rebound because although she's averaged, I think about 7.8 rebounds since Ryan Howard's been out, she can always have a 2 rebound game. I think like she had last game, or 3. No, she had 5 rebounds actually last game. But she could have a 2 or 3 rebound game. But more importantly, if Jordan Canada's in, then her assist numbers tend to fall off the map more. Jordan Canada's definitely the lead facilitator on the team. So yeah, if I was doing anything with her unders, it would be the whole thing. But I would also wait and see if Jordan Canada's in, because if Jordan Canada's out, she's going to have the ball in her hands even more. So it would be pretty risky.
And then we have a question from the chat. Sean Michael wants to know, how are the Valkyries only favored by 5 versus the Sky with no Reese?
Yeah, that's gambling for you. Just be careful when it seems a little too easy. But yeah, so the Valkyries, I don't know how they didn't win last night. They were up like 20 in the first half, and they blew that game. If I'm not mistaken, let me double check. I thought they lost that game by 1 point last night. I'm sorry, they won that game by 1 point. They almost lost it. I think that it's a typical letdown spot. I know there's no Angel Reese, but not that they've been great, but they've been playing without Angel a little more recently. Cardoso's still in there. I would actually look towards Cardoso's boards. Cardoso's rebounds is like a must play without Angel Reese. I think she's got double-digit rebounds in about 5 straight games. I'll check. But to answer your question directly, I think the Valks should win, and it should be a blowout. Chicago, they can't score sometimes with Angel Reese and Ariel Atkins, let alone without them. You know, you can see them putting up under 6 points, but it's a smelly line. It's a smelly line. I would say most of it has to do with them, the Valkyrie being on a back-to-back and coming off a pretty intense game where they were up and they had to fight for their lives just to close the game out. That's what I would guess.
How much do we believe in the Valkyrie and how they've overachieved this season? Do you think that that's going to last through the postseason?
Oof, no. Now, if they get a home, because they should get, I think every team, no. I'm trying to think if every team in the W gets a first round home series. My brain is kind of scrambled right now. I don't know why I'm thinking there's like a 3-game series. Well, it's probably all 5-game series until. But no, the only ways I can see the Valks doing anything is if they get a home game. I don't think they're not going to get home court advantage in any playoff series. So if they can get themselves a home game, I will be running to the window to bet them because they have one of the best home court advantages outside of Indy. um, and the Liberty. So that'd be about it. But I couldn't trust them to do much more than that.
We have a pretty big slate tonight in the W. We've got the Liberty at the Sun, Fever at the Wings, Valkyries at the Sky, Mercury at the Dream, and the Sparks at the Storm. I know you love giving us props because we are a prop show, but what about sides, totals in the W that stood out to you?
Ooh, well, one has moved so much. It's like I want to go the other way. I loved the over in the Indy in the Dallas game. I got it last night at 169. It's at 175 right now, so that's some help. Um, I would be looking toward Phoenix tonight, -4.5, but I would wait on the Jordan Canada news. I'm really waiting to see because if Canada's out, I don't think that line goes any higher than 5.5. I actually think the line is already starting to reflect Canada being out. We already know Grinder's out, but most she's going to do is play 24 minutes anyway, maybe get you 13 points on a great night. I think Jordan Canada is the one that's really pushing this line, but Phoenix coming off a game that was an emotional loss to them. And I'm sure they thought the way they started off against Indy that they were going to win, and that Indy crowd was all over them, and then Indy was all over them. I expect Phoenix to come out pretty focused tonight and take care of business in Atlanta. The LA and Seattle game, it's tough, man. I want to take the Sparks so bad. Just because Seattle, they've been awful. They've been awful. They've been last in the league in pace, offensive rating. They're good defensively, but pace, offensive rating, rebound rate, very important numbers over the last 5 to 10 games. They've been absolute trashing. And their wins lately have come against the Valkyrie, the Sky, and the Sun. Not the best teams. They've also recently lost to Dallas, not a great team, and Washington, the team that's fighting the Valkyries for the AFC. And again, the Sparks aren't amazing, but they're very talented offensively. They're playing some of their best basketball of the year. They're coming off their first loss in, I think, 5 games, at least 4 games, but they had just beat the Liberty. And they lost to the Aces in I guess you could say an emotional game. They just couldn't hit shots. I think they were 4 of 25 from 3. So another get back spot or get right spot for them. I would take the Sparks +5.5. Yeah.
Well, everyone talked about Cameron Brink to start the year, but Sophie Cunningham has definitely taken the show as we've hit the midway point of the season. But we do have a question. Over 9.5? Under 9.5 was the first question for MetroCon. He likes under 9.5.
Nah, Metro. Again, now, I'm not saying she has an amazing matchup. What she actually does, Dallas is giving up a bunch of threes lately. I don't know if you guys watched the Atlanta game, but they just kept leaving Haley Jones open like the entire game to the end where they actually lost the game from a Haley Jones 3. But Alicia Gray also hit a few threes that game. Maya Caldwell. So, and that's what Sophie's going to do. Sophie's a very headsy player. So if she's not hitting her shot, she can pump fake, get to the line. Just too many ways for her to score. In a game with a total of 175, and this Dallas defense can be extremely subpar. God forbid that Enrique's guarding her. She won't be playing any defense at all. So I wouldn't be fading Sophie today. I can actually see Sophie hitting 3 or 4 threes tonight, honestly.
Before I let you go, here's an updated look at the futures market on FanDuel for the WNBA championship. How correct are these odds?
Ooh. Oh, ooh.
Wow. I love that.
Wow. I'm glad the Storm. I was just bagging on the Storm, but they're not that bad. I mean, geez, well, maybe they are. Okay, so the Liberty are right. I don't like the Liberty. I'm a Lynx fan. I can't stand the Liberty. They stole the championship last year. Stewie traveled. I cannot stand the Liberty. But they probably should be like a +120 in my opinion. They just added Emma Messiman, who's a great overseas player. I mean, she's a former great WNBA player, but I mean, she's a great current overseas player. She was great last year for the FIBA championships against Americans, and she's just coming off the bench. So yeah, the Liberty should probably be the favorites, a little more than that. Then the Lynx, the Mercury, that's a good battle. Well, from what it was, I know when the Mercury were like +2,200, but the Mercury, they should be third. I guess your only argument, the Aces shouldn't be that high. So I'm sorry. The Aces, the Storm are probably better than the Aces. I can't trust the Aces. Nobody but Asia Wilson, Jackie Young every now and then, but nope. It just be between the Dream and the Fever. The Fever, I can't have the Fever over Atlanta unless I know CC is going to be healthy. A healthy CC makes me say maybe I can move the Fever above Phoenix. Maybe, just maybe. Phoenix is a really talented team, really deep. I think once they get their team and their chemistry together, they're going to be tough. But yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
Before I let you go in the NBA, we've got Bridges signing his deal with the Knicks. Any other things in the NBA offseason that has surprised? Luka is like cutting and he looks unreal. Anything that catches your eye in the offseason so far in the NBA?
Well, I'm a Laker fan. So I'm very happy to see skinny Luca. We'll see
What
how that
about
works
LeBron
out.
saying he might leave?
I'm a Kobe guy. It's bad. I don't dislike LeBron. I'm just not a LeBron fan. So, uh, we'll be seeing you when you're ready to go, buddy. You didn't have to resign in the first place. You didn't have to
I love
resign
to
for
hear
50
that.
million. If he all time great. Obviously, I'm just saying, man. Like, yo, if you wanted to go somewhere else and win a championship, you didn't have to sign for 50 million. Resign. You could have left that money on the table and signed anywhere you wanted, and you got billions of dollars, but you wanted your money, which is respectable. So go ahead and stick around with the poor Lakers with poor Luka Doncic. Oh gosh, what will he do? I think he'll be all right. But
Luka for
honestly,
MVP?
Luka MVP, it's worth a bet. I'm just really, I think Denver is going to be amazing this year. I think the Nuggets. I love what they did this
Because Nikola
offseason.
Jokic's horse won?
What do you mean? What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Remember, did you see the whole post with Nikola Jokic and his horse winning, and he was so happy, and he
Oh,
comes
I
running out hugging
did.
the horse, crying?
Yeah, I was a little late, but I did see that. But no, I think the Nuggets. I love them getting rid of Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson. I think that is a really good move, upgrade in every way except for possibly shooting just a bit. But as far as the overall player, they got shooting with Tim Hardaway Jr. and they grabbed somebody else. That's a shooter. They got Bruce Brown back. I really love what the Nuggets did, and you got to remember they took OKC to 7 games with a team that wasn't as good and a team that had Aaron Gordon kind of hobbled and Michael Porter Jr. couldn't lift his shoulder above his head. So you get a healthy, motivated Jokic. Not that he's not always motivated, but they just lost to that team last year. I'm really excited for Denver and of course Houston. It's my favorite young team in the league. I love Ime Udoka. Wish he was our coach. JJ's good, but Ime's the best coach in the league to me. So.
Dream, you're the best. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're feeling better. Make sure to catch him at Mr. Dreamy1 on social media. You get all his parlays. What are you up to these days? Where can people find all your stuff? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm about to actually because I've been sick all week, so I haven't gone live. I don't think since Monday. So I'm about to stream on my channel, Blunt Money Bets, like a blunt person or a blunt that you would smoke. Blunt Money Bets, on YouTube. So I'll be going live there about 6 o'clock. And you can follow me on Twitter, Mr. Dreamy1, the number one, as you said. I also am in a Discord, the Cap Collective Discord. So if you want all my plays there, you can get all the information on my page on Twitter. Greatly appreciate you having me, Ariel.
Thanks, Dream, and enjoy your show. Have a great show, and good luck to your bets.
All right, you too as well.
Let's finish this thing up with some plays for tonight in Major League Baseball. First, Major Matt's not going to make it, so I'm going to share his plays with you guys anyway. Tell if you'd like. This is on his Twitter on Major Matt, so you could look. Jose Quintana under 4.5 Ks he likes. He says mediocre lefty struggle versus Nats. 8 of the last 10 Quintana starts have gone under this. Mitchell Parker under 17.5 outs, minus 130. 7 of the last 9 lefties have gone under this against Milwaukee. Parker has hit the over a bunch, but I think he struggles here. Rodon under 2.5 earned runs. 12 of the last 15 lefties have gone under this against Miami. Dodgers team total over 2.5 in the first 5. Baz is bad at home. Warm and wind slightly blowing out in Tampa. Jack Leiter over 4.5 Ks. Leiter is hot going over this in 5 straight. Seattle has gone over this in 6 of the last 8 against righties. So those are mid-major Matt's plays. You could check them out at mid-major Matt on X. So I thought about Will Smith today, and I got turned off because he I think it was his career numbers against Tampa weren't great. I know that this is a new stadium. I wasn't just in Tampa. It was, I think, career numbers against Tampa. And his numbers on the road weren't as strong. So I think that's what led me off Will Smith, but I don't hate it. Rodon 6Ks under. No, because the Marlins strike out a lot more against lefties. Let me double check that. Okay, not that much, actually. Why didn't I like the under? I don't hate that. Sean, you're making me think a little bit today. It's because the Marlins are about average, 4.8. So anything in that 4.5 to 5 range, I usually don't bet because it's not low enough. But since the All-Star break, the 2 lefties were Chris Bubich, Jose Quintana. They had 2. Trevor Rogers had 8 before the break. Lodolo had 4. Abbott had 5. Erod had 6. I guess it's because I was looking at the quality of pitcher, the quality lefty to face the Marlins, and I didn't really think that anyone was at the level of Rodon. So anyone that was like an Eduardo Rodriguez. He had 6. If Trevor Rogers had 8, it kind of scares me a bit for Rodon. But the play that I liked on Rodon more. What the hell? My neighbors just like screamed at something. That scared the crap out of me. And now Marley's freaking out. Sorry, those are PLL props. Sorry, I got really scared because that, like, they just screamed like high-pitched teenagers. Okay. Marley, it's okay. It's okay. Marley's so nervous now. Hi, baby. Lay down, baby. It's okay. Good girl. Lay down. Carlos Rodon under 5.5 hits allowed. If you could still get this at minus 145, which I saw wasn't really available anymore, but I gave it out this morning on the propqueen.com newsletter. It's a number that Rodon has hit on the road recently. So it's cashed in 73% of Rodon's road games this year. And against the Marlins, 60% of left-handers went under 5.5 hits in the last 20 games. The Marlins ranked 26th in OPS against Southpaws this season, so you could look to the under 5.5 hits allowed. Clayton Kershaw, the lefty, under 16.5 outs. Kershaw's gotten under this in 4 of 6 road games. Overall, Kershaw's hit in 8 of 12 starts to the under. He went under 16.5 outs in Tampa against Tampa last year. Tampa allows starters to go about 15 outs a game, so under 16.5 for a pitcher that's injury-prone and a Dodgers team that certainly doesn't want more injuries to their starting rotation. So Nick Pivetta under 5.5 Ks. I don't love it, and I'm not going to bet it, but I'm going to tell you why I like it, because Pivetta is facing a Cardinals team that 11 of the last 12 righties to face them since the All-Star break have gone under the 5.5 Ks. The problem is that in Pivetta's last start, he faced the Cardinals, and he went under. And you know me, I don't like betting the same thing to happen twice. But Pivetta has gone under 5.5 Ks in 3 of 4 starts against low K rate lineups, 1 of the 2 at home. It's up to you. If you want to back the trend of the Cardinals not striking out much against righties, go for it. But I'm going to stay away just because I don't like a back-to-back. Kershaw, 15.5, that's fine too for the under. I don't mind that at all. I think he gets to about, I think 15 is the rough out, but I got 16.5 on DK this afternoon. So hopefully you don't get a bad number on 15.5. Rodon road Ks are alarming. I know, that's why I went under hits allowed instead of, minus 170 now. It's minus 145 this morning. Sorry. No, the juice isn't worth it on a back-to-back for Pivetta. I don't like anything minus 150 or more anyway. Hitter props. I know we already went through the best matchups, but these are the props.cash hitter props that they really like to hit today. So Vladdy to go over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. I do have the graph. Look at all that green for Vladdy. Ooh la la. So Vladdy to go over his hits, runs, and RBI. He's had his best month of the year so far in July, hitting 333. In his last 20 games, he's averaging just under 3 hits, runs, and RBI at home at night. He's hitting 308 against the Royals in his career as well. Another hitter prop that I like is J-Ram, Jose Ramirez. So he's averaging 2.5 hits, runs, and RBI at home at night games this year. When facing right-handers in those spots, he's gone over in 61% of games, 8 of the last 10, 14 of the last 20. Ramirez is hitting 295 at home this season. And the underrated play of the day is Brian Rocchio to go over his half a hit, run, and RBI. I think I have that. That's Vladdy. Hold on. I have the graph. Where are you, Rocchio? There we are. Okay. So I think this is the underrated play of the day. No one really knows Brian Rocchio, the shortstop for the Cleveland Guardians. Over a half a hit, run, and RBI is minus 140. At home against righties at night, he's averaging 1.9 hits, runs, and RBI. The over a half a hit, run, and RBI is cashed in 7 of his last 10 home night games against righties. Rocchio's 1 for 2 with a double against Joe Ryan, who's starting tonight for the Twins. And dating back to last year, this over cashed in 3 of the 5 home games against the Twins at night against the right-hander. So I think Brian Rocchio is an underrated play for tonight. So I would look to the over because it's only a half a hit, run, and RBI. Whereas most of these guys like Vladdy and J-Ram are 1.5. This number is very off on Rocchio because people don't know him and the book hasn't adjusted yet. So I like this. And yes, J-Ram facing Joe Ryan, which isn't the most ideal. But the Twins are a dumpster fire. So maybe they fall asleep tonight. And then I told you guys WNBA props. Alicia Gray under 29.5 hits, runs, and RBI. PRA, because of all this red. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that either. Okay, here's Alicia Gray. So Alicia Gray has hit this in 75% of home games this year, 14 of the last 20, averaging just 27.7 PRA at home. She went under 29.5 she went over with 41 in Phoenix on July 23rd against a team that's again, I don't like for the same thing to happen twice in a row. And she sees a bit of a drop off in her rebounding at home. So I would go look to the under there on Alicia Gray. I don't think she's going to have the same great game twice. And then lastly, another WNBA prop, Kalia Copper under 3.5 rebounds. A lot of red here for Copper. Copper's gone under this in 6 of 7 road games, averaging 2.6 rebounds per game. And the Dream allow the least rebounds per game to their opponents. So Kalia Copper under her rebounds tonight. I know it's a low number, but seems about right. Alicia hits the slider very well. Very funny, Just Jay. DK has no sweat home run promo. What's your home run call? Oh, boy. Okay, so I'm going to try and find you guys a home run prop, even though you guys know I hate that market. No one has a great matchup tonight for a home run. So let's look props.cash. Props.cash, share your screen. Let's see the most likely home run to hit according to the prop.cash algorithm. And remember, you could still get the props.cash giveaway. This isn't the giveaway of the day, but the props.cash giveaway, you get $10 off if you use promo code PropQueen and a free month of the PropQueen.com newsletter. Go sign up for props.cash. Use promo code PropQueen. Let me know when you sign up, and I will give you a free month of the PropQueen.com newsletter, in addition to you getting $10 off of your first month of the props.cash subscription. Okay. Home runs for today's game. So props.cash says it hates home run props like I do. No one's in the green today for home runs. That's not good. No one's in the green. Yikes. I don't know, guys. I'm not loving it. Shohei. Great. Nick Kurtz is at the top of the list. Ugh. Yuck. The Athletics are home, so it's not that bad. Kyle Stowers has been hitting well. Ohtani has the shortest odds. Go figure. Ohtani, Cal Raleigh, the shortest odds on the board. Ugh. That game happened. I don't know. I hate home run props, guys. I could tell you the most likely to get a hit. Ugh, everything's gross. According to MLB, so McCutcheon's got 2 homers against Senzatella. Matt Olson already played. Sean Murphy already played. J-Rod has 2 homers against Jack Leiter. Cal Raleigh has 2 homers against Jack Leiter. Adelise Garcia has 2 homers against Gilbert, but not great numbers. So I guess if I had to say Cal Raleigh, he's hitting 375 against Leiter. J-Rod's hitting 545 against Leiter. So maybe one of the Mariners tonight. Yeah, this is why I don't bet home run props. I hate them. Vladdy home run. They like Vladdy. I like Vladdy tonight. I told you I like Vladdy tonight. He's got great numbers. So if you want Vladdy, look at all that green. But that's for hits, runs, and RBI. I like hits, runs, and RBI market. I think it has the best bang for your buck. And the numbers haven't been totally exposed yet by the market. Anyway, we've got our best bet of the day, so let's get to Royal Locks. Royal Lock of the day, Clayton Kershaw under 16.5 outs. I hope you guys can still grab 16.5. I love this because the Dodgers are going to be careful with him because they need him and they're pitching. Who knows with Ohtani? Who knows with Glass now? You got rid of Dustin May, sent him to Boston. Kershaw's gone under 16.5 outs in 4 of 6 road games this year. Kershaw has hit this in 8 of 12 overall this season. He went under against Tampa last year. The Rays allow 15 outs a game to their starters. So under 16.5 outs for me is my Royal Lock of the day for Clayton Kershaw. Pikkit Sports. So if you go and subscribe, if you download Pikkit Sports, and this doesn't really work so well for the show, but if you download Pikkit Sports and you sync your sports book using promo code PropQueen, then you will be able to be eligible for Pikkit Sports Pro. You have to use promo code PropQueen. We're going to choose one lucky person who gets Pikkit Sports Pro, and it's free to just download Pikkit Sports, sync your sports book. It helps you track your bets. It tells you where the best lines are in the market. But Pikkit Sports Pro has like way more stuff that comes with it, and we're giving you a free pro subscription. If you just use promo code PropQueen, you sync your sports books, and like I see it on my app if you use the promo code PropQueen. On Monday, we're going to choose someone of the audience. So go to Pikkit Sports, download it, use promo code PropQueen, sync your sports book, and once you do all that, you will be eligible to be chosen for Pikkit Sports Pro. So make sure to go sign up using promo code PropQueen. That is the giveaway for the day using Pikkit Sports. It is almost 6 o'clock. That means it's time for Marley to EAT. She'll be very happy. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back Monday, 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time as always. Go to the YouTube page, Prop Queen Sports, subscribe, like, tell a friend. It helps. The PropQueen.com newsletter, premium and basic subscribers, go subscribe. No, you're not eligible if you've already had it downloaded, unfortunately. You are only eligible for new users if you are a Pikkit downloader and sync your sportsbook using promo code PropQueen, and then you are eligible to get upgraded. So new users, that's what they're looking for, is new users. Thanks, guys. I'll be on Last Call tomorrow on Wager Talk, 11 to noon Eastern, so tune in there. But again, see you on Monday.